No one could get close to the CEO. Fu Jinyan was the kind of man people whispered about, the powerful, untouchable leader of the Fu group, known for his sharp mind and colder-than-ice attitude. Rumors swirled around him like a storm. He was handsome, successful, and everyone wanted a piece of his world. But no one ever really got in. That was the unspoken rule, until one day, when a girl, just an ordinary girl, decided to turn that rule upside down. She wasn't the kind of woman you'd expect to shake up a CEO's carefully controlled life. Qi Miao was nothing like the glamorous women who usually circled Fu Jinyan. No designer dresses or fancy parties for her. She came from humble roots, a simple girl with a kind heart and a stubborn streak. She didn't care about the latest trends or keeping up with the elite. But when she pretended to be a rebel, crashing Fu Jinyan's private date, everything changed. What started as a bold, reckless move quickly spiraled into a story no one could have predicted. Picture this: a crowded luxury restaurant, sparkling chandeliers, and all eyes fixed on the CEO and his date, the kind of place where only the best of the best get a seat. And then, out of nowhere, Qi Miao walks in, dressed plain, with no filter, no invitation, and a fearless look in her eyes. She wasn't there to play by anyone's rules. She was there to make a statement, the kind of statement that turns heads and makes even the most untouchable man question everything he thought he knew. Why did she do it? Was it courage, desperation, or maybe something deeper, a secret, a dare, or a heart that refused to stay quiet? Whatever it was, this one moment changed the course of their lives forever. The CEO, known for his calm and control, suddenly found himself thrown off balance. The way he looked at her, the way his expression shifted. It was clear she had cracked through his armor. And the truth is, no one had ever done that before. Qi Miao wasn't perfect. She made mistakes, stumbled through social traps, and faced sneers from those who thought she didn't belong, classmates who spoiled the rich kids, whispers behind her back, and a world that seemed to push her down at every turn. But she had a fire that refused to be put out, and when her path crossed with Fu Jinyan's, it was like a spark ignited a firestorm neither of them expected. The tension between them wasn't just about status or money. It was about pride, heartbreak, and the silent battles people fight when the world's watching. Fu Jinyan was a CEO who had built his empire on power and control. But Qi Miao challenged him in ways no business deal ever could. And as their lives intertwined, secrets started to unravel. Secrets that could bring everything crashing down, or build something neither of them saw coming. But this story isn't just about romance or power. It's about what happens when two worlds collide, the rich and the ordinary, the guarded and the bold. When people put on masks to hide their pain and dreams, and when those masks start to slip. Qi Miao's journey isn't just about winning a man's heart. It's about finding herself amid the chaos, standing up when no one expects her to, and daring to be more than what the world tells her she can be. As we dive deeper into their story, you'll see the lines blur between love and hate, loyalty and betrayal, hope and despair. Every choice Qi Miao makes pushes her closer to the edge, and Fu Jinyan finds himself caught between the life he's built and the woman who's rewriting all his rules. But just when you think you know where this is going, something happens that changes everything. A secret revealed in the quietest moment, a decision made in the heat of confusion, and suddenly, the story we thought we understood takes a sharp turn. Will Qi Miao's boldness be the key to breaking down Fu Jinyan's walls? Or will the forces working against them tear everything apart? Qi Miao never imagined her life would get this complicated. Growing up, She was just an ordinary girl from a small town, far from the dazzling lights of the city's high society. Her family worked hard but quietly. No rich connections, no fancy education, just simple days filled with hope and struggle. She had always watched people like Fu Jinyan from afar, wondering how their world worked, how someone could be so untouchable. To her, CEOs were like distant stars, brilliant but impossible to reach. But Qi Miao wasn't the type to stand quietly on the sidelines. There was a fire inside her that wanted to break free, to be seen and heard. So when she got the chance to step into the city and work as a secretary, she grabbed it. It wasn't glamorous, and she didn't have the luxury of a silver spoon, but she was determined. That's when the real challenges began. The office was a battlefield, filled with whispered gossip, sly glances, and constant reminders that she didn't quite belong. People talked about the CEO like he was a legend, but also like he was a wall no one could climb. Then there was Hera, the golden girl who seemed to have everything Qi Miao didn't: beauty, connections, and the CEO's attention. Hera wasn't just a rival. She was a symbol of everything Qi Miao felt blocked by. The way Hera moved, the way Fu Jinyan looked at her. It was clear that Qi Miao was just a background note in their story. Yet, Hera had her own secrets, a tangled past, and a desperate need to keep her place at any cost. What complicated everything further was Fu Jinyan himself. People saw him as cold, distant, and untouchable. But beneath that was a man who carried heavy burdens. The Fu Group wasn't just a business. It was his family's legacy, a responsibility that weighed on him day and night. He didn't have time for distractions, especially not from someone like Qi Miao. But the moment she crashed that private date, something shifted. For the first time, Fu Jinyan saw a spark in her that no one else did. Maybe it was her honesty, or the way she refused to bow down to the world's rules. Whatever it was, it unsettled him more than he expected. Behind the scenes, the power struggle at the Fu Group was heating up. Fu Jinyan's grandfather, Fu Junwu, was watching everything with sharp eyes. He respected strength and tradition, but had little patience for what he called foolish distractions. Qi Miao wasn't just stepping on toes. She was stepping into a lion's den. The older generation warned Fu Jinyan to stay away, to protect the family's honor and business. But love, pride, and stubbornness don't listen to warnings. Meanwhile, Qi Miao's own world was falling apart. She wasn't just fighting for a place in Fu Jinyan's life. She was fighting for her dignity, her future, and a secret she barely dared to admit. The pregnancy she tried to hide, the judgment she feared, and the threat of losing everything if the truth came out. The pressure was crushing. Friends turned away, rumors spread like wildfire, and the line between friend and foe blurred. Hera saw an opportunity and wasn't shy about exploiting every weakness. Then there was Chu, Qi Miao's childhood friend, who quietly watched the chaos unfold. He was the steady presence in her life, the one who knew her before the city changed her. His feelings ran deeper than friendship, but he never pushed. He just waited, hoping Qi Miao would find her way back to him. His loyalty was tested as the battles grew fiercer and the stakes higher. Could he really stand by and watch her get hurt? The tension reached a breaking point when a scandal threatened to ruin not just Qi Miao, but the entire Fu family's reputation. A careless whisper here, a secret revealed there, and suddenly the fragile peace shattered. Fu Jinyan found himself torn between duty and desire, between the world he was born into and the woman who challenged everything about it. Hera's schemes escalated, desperate to keep her hold on Fu Jinyan and the power she'd gained. Meanwhile, Qi Miao struggled to hold on to what little she had left. Her pride, her unborn child, and the hope that love could still conquer all. Every encounter between Fu Jinyan and Qi Miao crackled with unspoken words and lingering looks. Was it love, or was it the tension of a war neither wanted to admit? As the Fu family watched closely, and the city buzzed with gossip, the two found themselves on the edge of something that could either destroy them or change their lives forever. Just when it seemed like the storm might break, something happened, something that no one expected. A revelation, a betrayal, a decision that forced everyone to choose sides. Fu Jinyan's world tilted on its axis, and Qi Miao's courage was put to the ultimate test. Could she survive the fallout? Would Fu Jinyan fight for her or let the pressures of his legacy pull him away? The answers lay just beyond the next moment, and no one knew what would come next. The tension between Qi Miao and Fu Jinyan reached its breaking point faster than anyone expected. Just when it seemed like the weight of their worlds would tear them apart, an unexpected moment brought everything into sharp focus. Fu Jinyan had always been cautious, controlled, and wrapped up in his responsibilities as CEO of Fu Group. But in Qi Miao, he found something that no business deal or family legacy could ever give him: truth. The rumors, the betrayals, even Hera's relentless scheming, they all came crashing down when Fu Jinyan confronted Hera with the evidence of her manipulations, the power she held over him, the lies she spun. Everything was exposed. It wasn't easy. Hera fought hard, trying to twist the story in her favor, but this time, Fu Jinyan saw clearly. He refused to let her destroy what he was beginning to believe in with Qi Miao. Meanwhile, Qi Miao faced her own battle. The secret of her pregnancy, the fear of judgment, and the threat of losing her place in Fu Jinyan's life had haunted her. But as she stood by his side, she realized she didn't have to be ashamed or afraid anymore. She was not just a girl pretending to be a rebel, crashing a CEO's date. She was a woman who deserved respect, love, and a future on her own terms. Fu Jinyan's decision to stand with Qi Miao against the odds sent shockwaves through the Fu family and the business world. It was more than just a personal choice. It was a statement. He was ready to face the consequences, defend what mattered, and break free from the expectations that had chained him for so long. His grandfather, Fu Junwu, surprised everyone by showing quiet support, recognizing the courage it took for both of them to choose love over tradition. Ah Chu's loyalty never wavered. Even as Qi Miao's world shifted, he remained a steady friend, offering support without judgment. His presence reminded Qi Miao of who she was before the chaos, grounding her as she navigated the challenges ahead. Their friendship deepened, not as a distraction, but as a foundation. In the end, the scandals faded, the misunderstandings cleared, and what remained was a genuine connection built on honesty and courage. Qi Miao's bravery to crash a date and be herself forced everyone to rethink what mattered. Status, wealth, and appearances weren't worth losing who you truly were. Fu Jinyan and Qi Miao's story became one not just about a CEO and a girl from nowhere, but about breaking barriers and fighting for love in a world full of expectations. They showed that sometimes it takes one person daring to be different, to challenge the rules, and to stand up for themselves to change everything. So, what can we learn from their journey? That real strength lies in authenticity, that love can defy even the toughest obstacles, and that no one, not even a powerful CEO, can control the heart's true desires. Qi Miao and Fu Jinyan's story ends here for now, but their courage will inspire anyone who's ever felt like they didn't belong to keep fighting, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep being themselves.